What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every day on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. We're going to take a look at the charts, see what's going on here. I know everybody's getting extremely bullish, but I'm going to show you some areas to watch out for. Be careful. Also, don't forget, we have a free Discord link in the description below the video. Definitely check it out. It's an awesome community, guys. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own due diligence before investing or trading in any markets. Before we begin, I want to remind you we're doing a Ledger Nano-esque giveaway that will be on Sunday. I'll be picking a random comment from a random video. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you are subscribed to the channel, hit that thumbs up, and leave your comments down below. That will get you entered to win. I will pick a random comment on Sunday. Do not forget to smash the like. All right, so let's take a look at the fear and greed index. We're at 39, 1 point up from yesterday, still in the fear zone. And just a quick look at the lower highs in the macro and the bearish divergence in the monthly chart. We're going to go back to the weekly. We're going to take a look at the bullish case scenario first, guys. Although I do not think that's what's happening, but we always have to look at both scenarios. Looking at this as a rising broadening wedge with a breakout over here that is a target of 16,000. We will take a look at areas to watch for today where I think that are going to be extremely important. There are some huge trades coming up. I think we're going to see some huge volatility. If you guys are interested in trading on margin, definitely check out PrimeXBT. I will leave a tutorial up top. It is by far the most fair exchange in the crypto space. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. You can trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything with just using your Bitcoin as collateral. And if you use promo code SAVY50, that will get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit up to 1 Bitcoin as a bonus to use towards your margin. Also, Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your fees. Anyways, so looking at the thicker white trend lines here, we would have a measured move of 27,700, right around that range. That is the bullish case scenario. Now let's take a look at what's going on in the RSI on the weekly. Like I had said, we could come up and get a test of this trend line up here, although I don't think that's as likely. But if we do, if we close the weekly above this, then I get extremely bullish. But I am definitely looking for a move back down to this area within the coming weeks, maybe months, back down in this area. Let's take a look at what's going on with the EMAs real quick. And as you can see, as of right now, we are getting rejected on the 8 EMA, which is around 10,700. I know people are calling this a doji and thinking that we're going to continue up from there. I'm not saying it's not possible, but you can see what happened over here. And let's look over here. This looked like a doji also, and that was in the last big dump. So let's take a look at the daily. Now, we've been watching this for quite some time. This falling wedge that we broke out of right here, the measured move of that is all the way down into the $3,000 range. I know a lot of people think that's impossible. If you do think that, then you probably shouldn't be trading, because you should take everything into you should be looking at everything. Anyways, there is a CME futures gap down at the 3570 range. Again, guys, I'm not saying it has to fill, but you need to be aware that it is down there. Let's look at the RSI real quick in the daily. Best case scenario, we come up and retest the bottom of this wedge before continuing down. That could be as high as the 11,400. Now, one of the things we've been looking at, I'll circle it and we will take a look. Where is my pen? Right here. So looking at this area, I do believe this is where we're at, and I do believe it is real possible that we're going to hear some bad news soon, kind of like the bad news we had over here. I won't mention the name, but let's look at what's going on here. Let's look at last time we did this. We came up and we actually poked through the 200 EMA, which is the pink trend line here. We poked above it just a little bit before the crash. As you can see, this was a loop here. Let's look at what's going on over here. Same thing. Actually, The difference is our 200 EMA has actually already crossed below the 55 EMA right here. But let's see where that 55 EMA is sitting on the daily. It is at 10,000, almost 10,800, right in that range. So that's going to be a key area to watch, guys. If we pass that, then there's another target at 11.1, and then 11.4 is tops in my opinion. But let's take a look at what else we're looking at here. We also have this trend line here off the bottom wicks. If we do break this 9,800, our next stop's going to probably be down in this range for the longer term, coming back to test this trend line down here. But we'll keep an eye on it. Let's take a look at one more thing. I talked about the hash rate in the thumbnail, so let's take a look at where the hash rate's at now. We're at just over 135 million for the hash rate. Let's take a look at last time it made an all-time high here on March 7th, and I'm going to show you in a chart after this each one of these high points. And then we had another one May 7th, and then back over here in July. So let's take a look at these on the chart and what happens. Everybody gets really bullish about that hash rate, but when the hash rate gets up, usually the miners sell. This was an all-time high in the hash rate here. Look what happened. This was an all-time high in the hash rate here. Look what happened. This, another one. Look what happened. And where we're at now. If we do come up and retest this yellow dotted trend line here, it's going to be around the 11,100. That is most likely. If we close a daily above this, that could get bullish. Like I said, if we break the 11.4, that is confirmation of being bullish. But as of right now, I am still bearish here up to this point. Let's take a look at this rising. If we take a look at the white dotted lines here, you see a rising broadening wedge. If we do drop below this 98 here on that wedge, then our target is going to be around the 64.40, 64.50 range. But obviously we have Fibonacci retracement levels here. This was the first one, 0.236 at 10.4, and that's the retracement from the swing low to the swing high. The 0.236 was at 10,464, which we are above right now. Let's see what happens in the daily. But if that one does break, then we're looking at that 9,800, and the next Fibonacci retracement zone is right here at the 0.386, and that's at around 91.80. If that does not hold, then we're looking at the 81.53, which is the 0.5 fib, and then the golden pocket zone down here between the 68.50 and 7100. If that doesn't hold, then we have our 64.40, and the 0.786 fib lies at 56.81, and then of course our CME futures gap all the way down here. And I do believe if that happens, it will probably be a quick wick. It would stop out anyone that longed here and had their shorts just below it. Let's take a look at the RSI. We already did that in the daily, so. But if we do take a look at this one, you can see my trend lines here. It does look like we're most likely going to come down, back down to this trend line. We'll take a look at a couple more things in a second. Don't forget to check out my wife's webpage, inkerimage.com. Awesome crypto gear in here. You can put anything you want, any coin, whatever you want. Just hit her up in the contact. She can help you out with that. There is a link below in the description, so check it out. I also have some other affiliate links down there that really help the channel out. So check them out. If you can use them, great. If not, that is okay too. Let's look at the 4 hour. This rising wedge here, which we dipped out of with a measured move of around the $6,000 range. We've already looked at the retracement targets, so that is something to be aware of. But let's zoom in here on the 4 hour and take a look at the EMAs. So right now, the 4 hour EMA lies around right in the $10,800 range. That is the 200 EMA. I would expect a major rejection if we do get there. We may not even get that high, guys. But keep an eye on that. Like I said, 10.8. And then we have, if that breaks, I'd be looking for the 11.1. And if that breaks, I'd be looking for the 11.4, which would be retesting this wedge again. A break back inside of this wedge and a close of a daily up above that 11,400 would be bullish. Let's take a look at the hourly. This may get a little confusing, but bear with me for a second. Looking at this rising channel, we had a measured move of 9,700, which is the CME futures gap at the 9,700 range, which we have not hit yet. And if we take a measured move, looking at this as a bear flag and this being the flag pull, we take a measured move of that down to where it may break. If it broke this 10,200 area, we'd be looking for around the 8,300 range, somewhere in that range. And then if you look at this blue trend line I have here, obviously this neckline, this blue one here at 11.1, that is looking at this as a head and shoulders, which we broke over here. 11.1 would be retesting that neckline if we were to go that high. But let's take a look at this rising wedge here. Looking at that as the bear flag, if we were to break down somewhere in the 10,400, if that was the case, then we're looking at the $8,600 range. As you can see, our RSI is topped out pretty good right here. There's nothing to say we can't get one more push up, and let's extend this trend line a little bit to come up and pop this trend line right here. That is a possibility that would get us up and around the 85 to 88 range on the RSI. Is there any divergence right there? Not, but actually, no, not really. So anyways, looking at, we're still within this channel. A break above where we hit now, about that 10.8, then we may be seeing that 11.1, but I doubt it. Let's look at Litecoin, see if that helps us out any. Same thing, that dump over here in Litecoin, and you can see where the RSI was. And same thing here, RSI. Looks like we're going to have the dump, but let's zoom in and see what's going on there. All right, so we got a major rejection at the 55 EMA so far, and that is around the 49.60 range. If we break that, highest I see us going is the 200 EMA, which is around 53. And after that would be coming up to retest this neckline of this head and shoulders, if you wanted to call it that, or rising channel. Our measured move of the break of that rising channel we're still waiting on, which is around 38.36. If we take a look at that as a bear flag, we would measure the flag pull, put it down. If we were to break into this area, it actually is going to rise up. Actually, no, it's not. Yeah, between the 33 or 32 and $30 range is where I see us headed there. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Is that telling us anything? Same thing. You can see the last dump over here where the RSI was and where our RSI now. As you can see, these all look a lot alike. I do think we're going to be hearing some bad news. Something's going to happen and bring this all down. But what did Ethereum do? We got rejected at our 200 EMA here at 377 range. Let me get that RSI out of the way. And as you can see, I have this drawn. Let me get the circle out of our way as a possible bear flag, and the measured move of that bear flag break could get us down as low as, it's going to move up a little bit today. If we do break that today, looking around the 180. Also, we were looking at this as a rising broadening wedge, and we took a measured move of where we did break down past that, and that gets us down to the 246 range. So either way, guys, I do think we're going to be seeing some lower targets. Like I said, could get a little bit more pump up today, but all in all, I'm still bearish. I still think we're going down. We'll see what happens. Do your own due diligence. Don't trade on what I say. Check out the charts. You know, I try to explain how I do this so you guys can learn. But don't forget, click CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. And make sure you select all. And smash that like. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, what you're waiting for. Do you think we're going to go higher? Do you think this is the bull run? Or do you think it's just a fake out and we are going to continue down? Let me know what you think. Take it easy. I'm out.